May it please the court. The motion to set aside the default judgment by the defense should be denied. The courts are to consider three factors when determining whether sufficient grounds exist for setting aside a default judgment. First, the extent of the prejudice to the plaintiff. Second, the merits of the defendant's asserted defense. And third, the culpability of the defendant's conduct. Here, Your Honor, the defendant, PepsiCo, is culpable even though the counsel for PepsiCo claims their conduct was excusable neglect under 60B1. Because we believe their actions after being served to their agent in North Carolina prove otherwise. The facts of this case are similar to Rogers v. Hartford, where the court ruled the defendant took no action to ensure that process papers reached their final destination, and the failure to respond was not from excusable neglect. Your Honor, PepsiCo failed to ensure the service papers reached their own final destination, well after accepting proper service under the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 4H for serving a corporation in North Carolina at their headquarters. The defendant was put on notice first for the initial complaint well before the court date, and also ignored the subsequent service of process sent for the hearing on the default judgment itself. PepsiCo did not take an interest in this case until conveniently after the default judgment of $1.26 billion was entered. The defense claims they had minimal internal safeguards under the rules, Rule 5, but by their own admission, the Secretary of New York for Deputy General Counsel, Tom Tammany, mishandled the notice when it was her job to receive, stamp, and file notices. The court in Community Dental Services v. Taney ruled that excusable neglect, the clause on the rule for relief from judgment, is interpreted to encompass errors or actions beyond the petitioner's control. In this particular case, Your Honor, PepsiCo had complete control over the service papers after they were delivered in North Carolina, and they lacked the minimal internal safeguards required under the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure Rule 5. Further, the defense's claim that the plaintiff's counsel acted with misconduct under the Rule 60B3 because we failed to give the defendant's counsel a phone call is completely ludicrous. It's unsubstantiated, and in a notice system, pleading of justice is not really appropriate. The court previously ruled the service was proper, or else a default judgment would never have been entered. And we do not understand, Your Honor, why their own agent in North Carolina didn't call to ensure that they had a defense to the complaint once they received it. Therefore, Your Honor, we believe the defendant has failed to reach the culpability standards in Rogers, and we request that the motion to set aside the default judgment be denied in this case. Thank you.